it's the third week of March 2016. We are finally making our destination of Ushuaia, Argentina. Here we are, probably 10 miles left to go before we get there. And it had turned real cold and wet. It had been raining all day ever since we had started. And my boots are wet and we're pretty miserable. As we approached, we noticed a long line of cars, probably a mile long, so we went around them. And I stopped and looked around, and sure enough, all the cars were stopped. Had no idea why. So I went ahead and I walked through the entrance of the city. It's marked by a big poles that say Ushuaia on it. And I seen that there was a bunch of people that had a fire going, and the road was blocked with people, and they had used pellets to make kind of a makeshift fence. I wasn't sure what to do at this point in time. Nobody spoke English except this one lady with the paisley scarf right there in front of me that I'm talking to. She knew English pretty well. And I told her that I was miserable and I really needed to get to a motel so I could get warm and get dry again. So she told me, she took pity on me and told me of a certain way that I could get through. Well, I didn't know where this place was. So she had her son meet me between those two semi-trucks up there. He didn't want to be involved or seen by the others helping me get around this blockade. So I walked up there, and sure enough, there was this kid. Oh, he's probably about 20 years old, would you say?
I would.
And anyway, real nice kid. I'm very grateful for him and his mom. You know, if it wasn't for them, I never would have made it. And we introduced ourselves, and he didn't speak any English at all. And the plan is to follow him back up this long line of cars about 2 miles, and I was to ride my motorcycle behind him and follow him. And we got to this point where there was off to the side, there was a road that took us to another container that was blocking an entrance so nobody could get around. He wanted me to go to the left there, and it looked awful steep to the left, and I didn't want to do that if I didn't have to. So I peeked around the other side, and I thought, I think I can get through that gap right there. And there was a wire that was hanging down supporting that telephone pole there that was attached to the ground that was in the way, but it was attached with a turnbuckle that was pretty loose. So I was able to take it down myself. And there's Tom taking a look at it, and I thought, well, okay, I'll go back and take my panniers off and try it. And it was just a real tight fit. And this kid here helped me, and he was a big help, always right there. Anyway, I made it to the gap, and I could see that it was going to be a tight fit, but I knew I could probably get through. I folded my mirrors in, and with a little bit of work, I was able to get through. And at this point in time, I think my pants got hung up on that cable or something, but this kid helped me and untangled me, and I went ahead and made it all the way, and it felt extremely good at this point in time.
Did you offer him some money?
Well, at this point in time, I didn't. I was going to offer him the money once we got all the way through. And he stuck with me, and here he is. He's helping me with the panniers now. And I couldn't do anything myself. He wanted to do it all. He was the Energizer Bunny. So anyway, I'm still lost. I don't know how to get back, on this maze of roads up there and all these shipping containers. So he had to get back to the entrance also, so he wanted me to follow him. And I did. I followed him all the way. Like I say, it's another 2 miles. And we got there, and I turned around to offer him some money, and he had left. He was right behind me once I made the road here. So anyway, no, I never paid him a dime. I always felt bad about that. But here I am on my way to Ushaya proper, and I felt real good about that.
Okay, you guys, I finally made it to Ushaya. It was a real problem. The weather, one thing, it's real cold right now and it's been raining. Uh,
Okay, now I'm in Ushaya. I had to. It's a beautiful town actually. I wouldn't mind going back uh, for a vacation. I'd like to take my wife back there. I think she'd really have a lot of fun. There's a lot of things I didn't see. Uh, it was a beautiful town. Look at the mountains there in the back. It was clean. A lot of activity. Everybody's working. A busy town. Uh, I found a place to stay. It was $20 a night. There was other motorcyclists there. These guys are from Brazil. I became friends with, and I'm still friends. There's my bike right there. And then I found another bike that was parked there with Washington plates on it. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, my room was down this sidewalk of pellets. They made their sidewalks out of pellets. And my room was in a shipping converted container that was converted. And they have had 5 beds in there, and I was the only one to stay there, and I was able to put my boots on the heater there and dry them and everything, so I was good. Well, the next morning I woke up and I went back out to the entrance of the city, and it was still blocked. They weren't letting anybody out now. And the guy there in front of me is Fabio from Brazil, became a good friend. As a matter of fact, he stayed with us here in Oregon here last year. And he did all the talking. He knew how to speak Spanish and Portuguese, both. And he gave it his best shot. And these guys weren't going to let us through. We should have crashed that pellet gate right there, but we didn't. Very polite, and we didn't know what to do. So anyway, a farmer seen us and felt sorry for us and led us through his field, and he took his fences down, opened up some gates, and we went across this muddy field. In there was a German couple with us that got stuck in the mud real bad, but we got them through too. With maybe $1,000 worth of damage on the BMWs, I think, because they crushed their panniers after they fell a couple of times on some rocks. And here's the farmers letting us through, and then now we're through. And there's the German lady right there with her BMW. She's on an 800 GS Adventure, and GS Nomad is how you can find her on Facebook. And there's my bike and one of the GSs. So it was all GSs except for my KTM 690. And we were getting everything back together, putting the panniers on, and now we're leaving. We're heading north from Ushaya. We finally made our trip. Really felt good that day.